Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and today we're going to be going over the 2019 Hyundai Tucson. This Tucson is being provided to us by Kengarf Hyundai in Southtown. If you are in the market for a Hyundai, definitely check these guys out. They will hook you up. But as always, we'll do a quick walk around the vehicle, go over all of the features, then we'll take it out to see how it drives. And then if you are stopping in for the first time, I would really appreciate it if you subscribed. So popping under the hood here of the 2019 Tucson, you actually can get two different engine options. This particular one has the 2.4 liter. You can get a 2 liter as well. They're both naturally aspirated 4 cylinders, and they both go through a 6-speed automatic transmission. In terms of power output figures, if you go for the 2 liter, you're going to get 150 pound-feet of torque and 161 horsepower, whereas the 2.4 liter is going to get 181 horsepower and 175 pound-feet of torque. And then in terms of fuel economy numbers, it's going to be about 23 city and then 30 on the highway. And then this particular Tucson is finished in what's called molten silver. It definitely has a very nice look to it, especially if you look at it in the sunlight, and that's a pretty cool name for a color on a car as well. Wrapping things up on the front, I really like these LED accent lights. I think they have a really nice design to them, and you can see that they have a projector bulb. It's kind of hidden there because they have the whole instrument cluster blacked out, and then you got your fog lamps down below. And they kind of do Hyundai's signature grille with this. They do have some nice chrome accents throughout the grille that definitely make this car look a lot more handsome. Now coming around to the side here, we are going to see 18-inch alloy wheels in the front and in the back, and again they've got this nice kind of like polished aluminum look to them, so they definitely look a lot more premium compared to regular rims. Now popping out to the back, we can see the key fob here for the Tucson. It's Hyundai's upgraded key fob, so you get your lock and unlock functions, and then you do have the tailgate release as well with a horn. But if you hold that down, that's what will release the tailgate, and it actually is a power lift tailgate, so you see the tailgate will pop right open. Now with the tailgate open, we can pop in to see the storage space back here. They always put all the floor mats back here in new vehicles, but you can see under here you get a full spare tire, and there's actually a decent amount of storage space back here. It definitely is a good amount, especially for the size of SUV that this is. And then to close the power lift tailgate, all you have to do is just push that button, and then the tailgate will do the slow lowering function. And since the tailgate is lowered down, we can see the tail lamps in the back here. They kind of wrap around all the way to the side. I like the look of them, and they do have LEDs in the cluster. And finally, finishing things up the back, you can see there's kind of like a spoiler up top that looks pretty neat, but we've got the exhaust system down below. There's nothing on the other side, just a couple tips on this side. Now coming around to the back, we can open up here and see the door panel in the rear. You've got your window controls here. You can see there's a heated seat control there as well. And then we can look at the seats here in the rear. They are leather, and you can see that there's nice stitching on the seats, and it's nice perforated leather. There is a little cup holder here in the middle that you can pull out or you can use as an armrest. And then you do get vents in the back, and you can see that the car does come with the Infinity sound system. It's a more premium sound system. Now coming up to the front, one touch will lock it, and then if you touch it again, that will unlock the car, and we can see the front door panel. Again, you can see Infinity speaker system, but all of our window controls are going to be right here. Door lock and unlock, your mirror adjustment controls as well. The side here, we can see all the controls for the seat. So you've got your power adjustments for the seat and lumbar, and then you can see your pedal layout down below. And then we have all of our controls for some of the safety tech. So right here, that's actually for the tailgate. That is your lockers for the car, and then that's your lane departure assistance and your blind spot monitor to control that, and then your electronic stability control. We can step into the Tucson, and step-in height's actually really good. It's really easy to step in this SUV. It's not crazy high off the ground. Now to start the Tucson, all you have to do is put your foot on the brake and push the push start button. The gauges will do a sweep, and you see the system check there, but the car will start right up. Now we can see another function of cool safety tech. You do have your adaptive cruise control functions here. That's your pages for the center. We'll go over that momentarily. And then you have all of your Bluetooth and radio and volume controls on the other side of the steering wheel. And the steering wheel is nicely lined with leather with contrasted stitching in the middle. Coming over to the center here, we can see the RPMs on the left side, and then on the right side we can see the speedo with the fuel gauge, and there's a temperature gauge over on the left side. But there's that center screen that's pretty configurable. It'll give you different bits of information on the car, so you can look at like the safety tech. You can see here that you can go scroll through a bunch of different menus, or you can have it be a speedo, but it's nice that they give you that configurable center screen. Now we've got the touchscreen system up front here. You have your analog radio controls and analog controls on the side for this, but it also doubles as a touchscreen. So you guys know that I love when they have a double up with a touchscreen, but then they also have analog controls, so you can go either or. And you can see that this comes with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, but you can do your texting, calling through here, and navigation, all those functions, radio, everything. If we pop the Tucson into reverse, you'll see it'll pop into reverse. You'll see a camera system will pop up. It's got trajectory lines that will turn with the car, and you've got a bunch of different camera views that you can go through. And you see how configurable this is. You can see pretty much, sorry, the other screen's not coming on very well, but you can see pretty much every angle on the car. So you can see side angles, reverse, all that kind of stuff. It's nice that they give you all these different camera views. Now coming down below, we can see we've got our dual zone climate controls right here. You can have them synced or you can have them different. And then analog climate controls there. And then you've got heated and ventilated seats, heated steering wheel as well. It's nice that they give you those features. And then if we pop just down below that, you've got a bunch of charging stations. So you got a couple 12 volts USB and auxiliary cord. Now if we come a little bit lower, here is our shifter for that 6-speed automatic. And you can see that there is a dual shift mode. So if you want to shift the gears yourself, you can do that. And then just down below that, there is a parking brake. And then you can see you got your camera button, your drive mode, select auto hold, hill descent control. If we go to our drive modes, those will pop up here in the center screen. So you press that on or off to go between sport mode and normal mode. We've got our center console here, leather stitching, and then it is leather bolster, so it's comfortable to put your arm there. A little bit of extra storage with a nice storage tray on the top. And these front seats, I really like them. They've got these nice bolsters on them, but they're not super tight, so they're comfortable to sit in, but they'll hold you in place a little bit better. And they have a nice design to them. I definitely like how these seats look. Coming over here, we have the glove box. That's where all of your owner's manuals are going to be. It's a decent amount of storage for the glove box. Now, if we look up above, we've got our controls for the panoramic sunroof. And it's nice that this comes with a full panoramic sunroof. You can open that all up to let a little bit of extra light into the cabin. But what I would say overall is this is definitely a very nice interior, especially the price point that's at it. They have nice stitching on the dash that I didn't mention earlier, but they have a lot of nice materials throughout this interior, and so it's nice that they do that for you. But now that we're done going over all of the features of the Hyundai Tucson, let's take it out to see how it drives. We are setting off here in the 2019 Tucson, and so far what I am noticing is it definitely is a very solid vehicle. It's really, really quiet so far. Now, initially I was a little bit worried with the powertrain because I was thinking it was going to need a little bit more power, but the low end torque on it's actually pretty good, and so I'm not really having to get on the car all that much to get it up and going. We are going to take the 2019 Tucson onto the interstate to see how it accelerates and then also see ride quality at higher speeds. Now we're turning here onto the interstate, and what I'm noticing is steering feels super, super light on this car, but let's accelerate right now. It's not sports car quick or anything like that, but it's more than enough power for the SUV, and the biggest benefit that you're going to notice is you're going to get better fuel economy versus an SUV that has a lot more power. Road noise and ride quality on the interstate. So first off, with the road noise, there isn't a whole lot of road noise. They've done really good with the sound deadening on the car. And then in terms of ride quality, it's actually really, really smooth, especially for an SUV. And so it just rides really, really smooth over the interstate. To sum things up, this is definitely a solid SUV offering to go for. There's a ton of SUVs in this category. You got like the Mazda CX-5, Toyota RAV4, Honda CR-V. I mean, there's so many SUVs in this category to choose from. And this one definitely gets really good fuel economy. It comes with a lot of safety tech as well at a really reasonable price point. You get a lot more features at a lower price bracket than a lot of the competitors in this segment. And so if you want kind of like a little bit nicer interior and more safety tech and just more features in general, then the Hyundai Tucson is definitely one that you have to add to your list to check out. And there we have it, everyone, the 2019 Hyundai Tucson. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and again, big shout out and thank you to Ken Garff Hyundai here in Southtown. Check these guys out if you are in the market for a Hyundai. They will hook you up. But as always, if you're stopping in for the first time, please subscribe, comment down below what you thought, and then I will see all of you in that next video.